What is going on, guys? Nick here, back again with another video for you guys, and today we have another video on Starfield. And this video, because it is Starfield's second anniversary, I figured I might as well do a top mod video. Alright, so these are my top 12 mods for Starfield. Originally I was just going to do 5, but I I was looking like through the mods that I would put in the video, and I was like, oh, maybe I can add this one or add this one here. So I ended up with 12, which 11 of them are free. So that's always fun, right? There are really good free mods on Starfield or for Starfield. I'd say like 95% of them are free, regardless of what people want you to think. But anyway, let's get into it. My first one is Shades Immersive Looting. This one allows you to strip the armor or clothes off fallen enemies, um, which should be a feature from or in Starfield from previous Bethesda games, but for whatever reason it's just not in Starfield. I don't know why. And also I'll leave the link for the mods in the description. One thing I think people take for granted with Starfield is that ever since Bethesda added gameplay options to the game, modders have also implemented their mods into the game. Not all of them, but some of them. So you can tweak the mods however you want, which is really cool because back in previous Bethesda games, you download a mod and that was just a mod. Now you can actually tweak everything how you want it to be, which is really cool. I love that feature. Um, anyway, my second mod on this video is make Rosie a real doctor. This is Rosie. You recruit her. She's at a bar in Aquila City. Um, and with the way I play this game is I play this game like kind of like Ghost Recon. Like I die really quick and as well as enemies die really quick. And I also have my injuries or whatever you want to call them set to like pretty easy to get. I guess that would be the wording. Um, so if I get shot, I get a pretty I have a pretty good chance of like getting like injured. So Uh, what this dialogue option here does adds I need help doc, which is kind of weird because Rosie is a doctor, but for whatever reason without this mod, you don't have this option. And she doesn't have like voice lines or anything. So honestly, uh I just find that really weird that she is a doctor in the game, but she doesn't have this dialogue option when you recruit her on your ship or on your outpost or whatever. But it is what it is, and I'm happy this mod lets you do that. So since I am here on my ship, um, I figured that my next mod, which realistically is on the end of the video, I might as well show it here since I'm right here. This next one is called immersive landing ramps or landing bays. Actually, I think it's called landing ramps. Um, what this does is it adds like if you're, well, I mean I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do want to walk through my ship and come out as opposed to sitting in my seat and then hitting exit. So what this does is it adds a little control console to your landing ramp. All right. So one thing I forgot to mention is that these are for vanilla ramps of in Starfield that are in Starfield, and it adds a extra version of those ramps, which is you can find them. Just go to your landing ramp and then go to the B version, and those will have the console uh, command or control panel. Uh, But yeah, I figured I'd mention that because I didn't understand it when I first installed the mod. But this is why you read mod descriptions. So yeah, just figure out throw that in there. And you hit this, and as you can see, it opens up the ramp, which is really cool for immersion and whatnot. And you can come out your ship that way, as well as I don't know if it is. Is it a yeah, okay. It adds a ship ramp remote um as well that you can find in your home ship um cargo hold. It won't spawn in your inventory, you gotta do it in your cargo hold. Uh but what it does is you can put it on your favorites bar, and you hit it on your favorites bar, and just like that your ramp will go back up. So that's pretty cool for immersion purposes. And my rover is. Oh, it looks like it's slipped in there for a second. Alright, so my next one is At Hells Gate. This one is a Doom style quest line. Probably like, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe 45 if you really take your time. This is a Doom style quest mod. It is free. It is really cool. It gives you the super shotgun as well as crucible blade, as well as the praetor suit. This is my super shotgun. I have a pretty cool skin on it right now, so that's why it looks like that. The praetor suit, I don't know if I have that here anymore. I think I sold it. Um, Wait, is that it? It is it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, and then I put this backpack on, which and then you also get these plushies, which is pretty cool as well. Um, but yeah, that's a really awesome mod. Really do enjoy that. All right, my next mod up is called Dark Universe Overtime. What this does is it adds a bunch of missions to your mission terminal. If you're like me and you love just doing Radiant Quest, and going out on planets and scouting them, uh, surveying them, as well as just taking out bad guys, as well as it adds also space stuff, or going into caves and killing creatures, and stuff like that, as well as going on to ships that are attacked by heat leeches, as you see right here. Yeah, it's just a really cool mod, as well as it also shows you. It also gives you other quest, like quest slates, like kind of how you got the Manus quest. It gives you like little slates that adds even more like radiant missions on top of that. He does have another mod, so a mod for a mod that actually decreases the amount of slates that you get on these quests, because as you can see here, I got a lot of radiant quests. I'm just saying. All right, my next mod is Project Warfare. This is a mod that I've been using for the longest time. What this mod does, it adds a bunch of. See, I don't remember if this is by the add-on pack or not, but this is the Peacekeeper from Call of Duty. It adds a bunch of weapons from Call of Duty. Yeah, I think this is one of them. This is the OSA. I do believe that's one of them. FHR 40. That's from the add-on pack. It adds a 10-12 shotgun. The Vault. All right, because I didn't have all the guns on me at the time, I thought I did, but I guess not. So I'll just go over and read all the list of guns from the base version as well as the add-on pack. And in the base Project Warfare download, because there is an original download and there's the add-on pack that you can add for even more weapons. And then they are injected into the leveled list, so that's pretty awesome. You have the HV4, the Hornet, the Kendall 44, the Vault, the NV4, the Xeon, the TAM 12, and the OSA. So yeah, the OSA was part of the original Project Warfare. And then, like I said, you have an add-on pack, and that includes the TAC 16, the Fang 45, the Peacekeeper, the AN94, and the FHR 40, the RPR Evo, R3K, R3KT. So I'm assuming wrecked. I have no idea. I'm not really big into Call of Duty. The Regine EMX. These are really big words. Anyway, and then Ripper Classic. And this mod also adds gun dispensers. And it's located in the Neon Core in the Trade Authority Center, Achila City, and Roland Arms, and Hopetown. And also the guns are sold to all trade authorities and weapons dealers. So, yeah, that is Project Warfare. Like I said before, I have been using that mod for a very long time. Very fantastic mod. Highly recommend. He also makes really cool armors. If you're interested in those as well. Some of them are Call of Duty based, and some of them are based off other games. And yeah, they're really, really cool and top quality. So, highly recommend his mods. Alright, for my next mod is Legendary Mod Recycler. And what this does is it recycles mods off weapons and armor and jetpacks and helmets that you're no longer using and you want to put them on something else. So not all these mods that I use are going to be able to be taken off. But as you can see, like for this one, I have cornered, radioactive, and concussive. And if I hit A and I essentially put it in here, it takes off all those mods. And it also gives me force. So then you can come back over to the weapon workbench and put them on a different weapon. So these go into your inventory, as well as I do think it also adds the ability to find them in like chests and on enemies. I think that's the one that does it for me. I'm not really sure, but like I said, you can come over here to the workbench, and like let's say I wanted to, just pimp this out real quick. You can add a bunch of these, and then add the second stars, and then the third stars. And I don't have a lot of like legendary mods on me right now, but those are just as an example. Alright, my next mod up is called Galactic Junk Recycler. Essentially what this mod is you can take the useless junk or unused weapons or armor or whatever you find in the world, and you can essentially make it into Fallout, is what I like to call it. And you can say, hey, scrap this and this. I don't want to scrap the legendaries just yet. I like to put them in the recycler and take the mods off before I scrap them. So as you can see, I scrapped them, and it turns it into resources, which is pretty cool. It's also something that you can tweak in your settings. Some of these mods that I'm showing here can also be tweaked in the gameplay options. But I do believe that Galactic Junk Recycler is one of those mods. Where is it? There it is. Yep, right here. You can tweak all these settings right here. So I guess my next mod is really just a gameplay tweaker setting. And it's called POI Cooldown. And if you're like me and you have a few mods that add even more POIs to the game, or you're just tired of seeing the same damn trial lab like I was, I don't know. Apparently there's like over 100 POIs in the game, but you only see like the same 10% for whatever reason. So POI cooldown essentially makes it so that you see less. You see less of the same POI. And it's a really cool mod. I really do like it. But then again, I never know how I never really see much of the same anymore. I guess it's because of this, but also because I have a lot, not a lot of mods. Well, probably like 4 or 5 other mods that add even more POIs into the mix. But yeah, so my next mod is Gorefield. And what that does is pretty self-explanatory. It adds Gore to Starfield. It also comes with their own gameplay tweaks or options. And yeah, so it solves a lot of the complaints that, well, not a lot, but it solves one of the biggest complaints that Starfield had, and Starfield didn't have any gore or blood. It had blood, but it didn't have any gore. Like, you couldn't see like shit explode as often in Starfield like you did in Fallout. Like I remember in Fallout, you can just straight up shoot a super mutant in the head, and his body will just explode into 1,000 pieces. It's a bloody mess. But Gorefield solves that problem, and it's really cool. And you can tweak it however you want. But yeah, my next one is Clean Reflex sights. Starfield has this like weird green like looking reflex sights. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's kind of a futuristic type of thing. I don't know. But yeah, this gets rid of it. It's a really cool mod. I really do enjoy it. Alright, so this is me during my editing process, and I found I found another mod that that is pretty essential for me in Starfield. So this is eventually just going to be essentially will just be my top top Starfield mods. But then again, I guess that would make sense because I guess if they were a top mod, they'd be a paid mod. But anyway, this next mod is called Improved Gravwave. For whatever reason, Gravwave and Starfield is kind of just a push. Like, it just pushes them down to the ground. Even when you level them up to level 10, it doesn't really do much. But with Improved Gravwave, it is essentially a force push. So yeah, so this is really cool. I love using this and Gravity Well, as well as Sunstar stuff are probably my favorite powers to use in Starfield. All right, so I guess that leads us to our honorable mention, or I guess our number 12, uh, if you want to call it that. Um, and this is the paid mod I was talking about, but it is only $1 if you want to get the premium version. It's only $1. Um, and I do believe that uh, the free version is just like the dynamic boost or dynamic boost pack. Uh, and it adds the ability to like have a greater, like a more stronger boost when you actually like move forward. Um, or boost forward, I should say, as well as when you have boost pack or boost pack 3 and you land. Let's see if I can do it here. Yeah, so when you land, you will no longer take fall damage, as well as this kind of a shockwave to enemies or whatnot. But it's pretty cool. I like that mod a lot. But on the premium one, which I will show you here, is you can essentially set it to like in your gameplay options. You can set it to like after like 3 seconds of running, you'll eventually like do this, and kind of like a second vehicle if you really think about it. But yeah, this is really cool. I do recommend though still having a vehicle, just because when you have a vehicle, you can fast travel to your ship while being over encumbered. But this is a really nice feature to have. Yeah, and then it also adds. There's that visual button where you got to like um, go into third person or whatever. Um, but then there's also the other one that adds the boostpack flight controls. Uh, you have to buy these from Centurion Arsenal and New Atlantis. That's where I got mine at least. Um, the UC distribution might also have them. I'm not really sure, but anyway, like I said, if you activate them, your character will do this, and it's like you're in 0G. You can just fly around and do whatever. So those two are in the dollar version of this mod, and I think it is very worth it for $1. It definitely does add a lot of like coolness to Starfield, in my opinion. It's definitely an essential in my lore. Like this is so cool, just fly around and whatnot. All right, guys, that does it for the video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. These are my top 12 mods for Starfield. Well, I should say, if you're looking at basically free ones. But I will say that the dollar one is definitely an essential to Starfield, in my opinion. Uh, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I will do a paid one if you want me to. But I know people don't really like the idea of paid mods, and I understand 100%. But at the same time, if you're like me, I have over 900 hours in this game. So if somebody wants to take time out of their day to make a really cool feature um, that I would enjoy in my space game, then I have no problem throwing them a couple bucks. Um, so once again, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.